Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and you might be surprised by this because I sure as heck was, but the 2019 Summer Games event is just around the corner. Normally it's held at the end of August because that's kind of when the Olympics are held. Even though they're not held every year, but the Summer Games, either way, they're typically held at the end of August. But with the recent developer update, Daddy Jeff himself came out and said that this year's Summer Games event will be held a little bit earlier than normal. He didn't say exactly when, but he also did say that Hero 31 will be pushed back a little later, but will still be released soon. So basically, we were expecting Hero 31 to be released soon, or the Summer Games event was expected to be released later, and they basically just flip-flopped. And based on all that information, we can kind of gather what we should expect in terms of the release dates, not only for the Summer Games event, but also the new hero, possibly other events that's going to be taking place, and possibly another hero announcement. Along with that, in this video, I did want to talk about just all of the 2019 Summer Games event expectations when it comes to the skins, the game modes, any new maps, just everything you come to expect when it comes to, well, now a fourth year of Overwatch events. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is going to be the release date for everything important when it comes to Overwatch up until the beginning of November when BlizzCon takes place. Yes, we're going to be going through basically 5 months of Overwatch. So I expect to release this video on July 12th, and what I expect to happen is that on July 16th, we're going to start to see trailers kind of hyping up the Summer Games event throughout the whole entire week, leading up until July 23rd, where that's going to be the release date for the Summer Games event. Usually when it comes to Overwatch events, they last about 3 weeks, and having this be the release date, it'll not only give it time to hype up the event, but it'll also give it time to give room for other events that's going to be taking place later on in the year. Now, if you think that's too soon, you really got to think about it. Why would Daddy Jeff come out with a short developer update sort of warning us about the Summer Games event being held early when they're probably gonna be held early, either on July 23rd, which is a Tuesday when most updates come out, or at least in that time frame? That's why I'm certain that it's probably gonna be July 23rd, because it gives a lot of room for other things. And those other things could be the release of Hero 31 on PTR. Now, I will refer to him as Hero 31 because we don't necessarily know who it is. All we know that it is a he, not a she. So that means Echo and the Junker Queen is not going to be considered unless they're like a guy. It's probably going to be Magua, I'm going to be real with y'all, but I'm going to be expecting Hero 31 to be released on August 27th and for about 4 weeks being on PTR. That gives it enough time to stress test the new hero, change some things, and that also gives it a week period between the Summer Games event and the release of the new hero. And after those 4 weeks of being on the PTR, Hero 31 or Magua is going to be taken off the PTR to make way for him to be released on all platforms. But that usually takes a week and a half, which gives enough room to promote the Overwatch Championship from September 24th all the way to September 29th when the actual championship is being held. All these time-sensitive things, you have to really consider the other things that they can work around, so that's why I really think Magua is going to be released after the Summer Games event, because they want to try to promote the championship for that following week after he's been on the PTR for so long. And then the moment that we've all been waiting for, the release of Hero 31, probably Magua, across all platforms is going to take place on October 1st. We had enough time for the Summer Games event. We tested it out on the PTR. We celebrated the Overwatch Championship. Now it's time for Hero 31 to finally be playable. And you're going to see that that's probably a good time to release it because at the beginning of October, at the end of September, there's really not much going on up until the next Overwatch event, which is going to be the Halloween event. And what I expect to happen is that on October 10th is when the Halloween event is going to be released, because that not only gives you enough time to celebrate the release of Hero 31, more or less Magua, and also promote the skins that are going to be a part of the Halloween event. When it comes to the Summer Games event, you can kind of be a little bit more flexible when you release that event. When it comes to the Halloween event, you can't. You have to celebrate it on Halloween, or at least around that Halloween time, and it can't really bleed into the month of November because that is when BlizzCon is taking place. And what I expect to happen at BlizzCon is going to be a hero announcement. Not a playable hero, but just a hero announced probably Echo, because that's when Echo was first seen in Overwatch in last year's BlizzCon. So that's the calendar and the expectations of what I kind of foresee when it comes to the events, the Heroes release, BlizzCon Championship, just everything. But now that I just went to total death when it comes to the release date of everything, now let's talk about the 2019 Summer Games event. Let's talk about everyone's favorite part about the event, which is the skins, because this is one thing that Daddy Jeff did kind of talk about, because when it came to this year's Summer Games event, what is going to be happening is that every single week for the next 3 weeks, there's going to be different challenges for you to unlock these skins. Now that might seem good on the surface, but you might also be disappointed with how this skin system is going to ultimately result when it comes to other cosmetic items. Now before I discuss the problems and ultimately complain about it, let's talk about how this new skin system is going to work. Because if you remember the Diva Nanocola challenge or the Anna Bastet challenge, this is going to be the exact same thing, where you have a week to complete a challenge, but what I'm going to be expecting is like a Lucio Ball challenge. You have a week to win 9 Lucio Ball games, or you have a week to score 20 goals in Lucio Ball, and then you can unlock this new Lucio Ball skin without having to buy any loot boxes, without having to pay a dime. You just have to complete this challenge and play the Overwatch event. That was always something that Overwatch events kind of lacked, was that longevity. Well, now you have something to work for, and you have something that makes you want to come back to celebrate the Overwatch event. Now, on paper, this seems like an excellent idea. 3 free epic skins that we can earn just by simply playing the event game modes. Sign me up, please. But then you have to quickly ask yourself, how will this affect the skin distribution that we're so used to when it comes to events? Because normally there's about 6 or 7 legendary skins and about 2 to 3 epic skins for every single event. Well, what I think is going to happen is going to take those 2 to 3 epic skins that they would normally make and put behind loot boxes and just kind of sacrifice them for these weekly challenges. Whether it is win 9 Lucio Ball games, well, now you can get an epic Lucio Ball skin or whatnot. Or if there's going to be a new game mode, there can be a new Mercy skin or whatnot. So I think we're just going to be receiving legendary skins. And really, I don't think that's a bad idea. Yes, it is going to be a change than what we're used to, but I don't think anyone's going to be losing sleep because, oh, I can't unlock epic skins from loot boxes because I can't win 9 Lucio Ball games. But that brings up another valid point, and that is regards of the game mode for the Summer Games event. While we're definitely welcoming of the epic skins to be sacrificed for these challenges, one thing that also has to be considered is, well, Lucio Ball first of all, but also a new game mode, man. Like, I love Lucio Ball. Competitive Lucio Ball is one of the greatest and most fun competitive playlists in all of Overwatch. And what I expect out of Lucio Ball is a brand new map. It's the easiest map you can ever make for that kind of game because it's the same format. I expect a French map when it comes to Lucio Ball because that's where the Women's World Cup was held, was in France, and Paris is a brand new map, so it would be perfect and easy. But other than just adding to an already established game mode, I want a new game mode. Again, I love Lucio Ball, but in the third year, they really didn't add a lot when it came to game modes. Second year, there was competitive capture the flag, there was Maze Yeti hunt, there was competitive loot, there was so much, and it made people want to come back and celebrate the event, and I really think that's what they're going for in the 4th year of Overwatch events, is longevity. At the beginning, everyone's hyped, everyone's excited, and then after a week, people just kind of lose interest. At least when it comes to a new game mode, people will come back because they want to play the new game mode, but they also want to unlock the new skin behind the new game mode challenge for that week. So I think that's what's going to be going on with this year's Summer Games event, but also other events following suit, to where they add more game modes and they add this challenge for longevity, but they don't really focus on that single day factor of a bunch of skins, a bunch of items. No, here's a game mode, here's new stuff for you to play throughout the event. But in terms of the skins that we might see with this year's Summer Games event, I have one expectation, and that is a Genji skin. More specifically, Magician Genji. It's somewhat fitting of the summer vibe because sometimes you see magicians on like the beach walk at like Venice or Santa. I don't know. It looks like a dope skin, and it's time for a Genji skin because it's been far too long. Even though it's always funny to poke fun at Genji mains because in all my top 5 videos, I'm forced to not include it, which they can't get mad at, but they still get mad at anyway. it's time for him to get a skin. But other than that, I really don't have any more high expectations other than just more or different kinds of game modes, because this is a limited time event, so we should want to play during this time because there's a limited time game mode that only comes during this time, and Overwatch events have kind of been missing that, especially in the third year, but even somewhat in the second year. So to see Blizzard actively trying to change things up for the better whenever it comes to these challenges or possibly adding more game modes, I think is a step in the right direction. But I want to know what you think. What are you expecting in terms of the release date or skins, game modes? Just let me know. So love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.